Good evening. I'm Henry Goodwin, and our sports sticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Earlier today, NU Athletic Director Trev Alberts declared Germán Dalmagro to become the 10th women's tennis head coach in the Husker program. The athletic director said, quote, Germán has a strong record of recruiting and developing outstanding players, and he has extensive experience in the Big Ten Conference, including his previous success in Nebraska, end quote. Germán is a proven leader and winner, both as an athlete and in his 18-year coaching career around the country. Germán was previously an assistant coach from 2014 to 2018 here at Nebraska. Earlier this afternoon, Nebraska men's basketball announced their non-conference slate for the 2023-24 season. The schedule will feature two Elite Eight qualifiers from the 2023 season in Kansas State and Creighton, a neutral site matchup with Oregon State and Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and the Cornhusker Classic, a three-game round-robin tournament with Duquesne, Stony Brook, and Ryder taking place from November 13th to the 22nd. Full details on the schedule can be found on Huskers.com. Coming up on the show, in the 7 o'clock hour, we'll hear from play-by-play commentator for Husker Hoops, Kent Pavelka, to get his thoughts from the upcoming non-conference schedule. Turning to the Diamond, the Husker baseball landed a former Creighton commit in Colin Novichik. The Nebraska native posted a 9-0 record at Elkhorn North in his junior season by showing out with 72 strikeouts in 54 1/3 innings to go along with the state championship. And finally, some Major League Baseball finals from earlier today. The Pirates topped the Guardians 7-5, the Orioles beat the Dodgers 8-5, the Rangers bested the Rays 5-1, the Cardinals beat the Marlins 6-4, the Astros beat the Rockies 4-1, and Oakland just got past Boston 6-5. Our sports sticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now, get ready for Hour 2 of Sports Nightly, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Snap back, take the handoff, throw it in the flat. Williams makes a catch, trying to get away from Quinn. Newsom drops the football, and the Huskers have it at the 23. Williams just flat dropped it, and Newsom was there to pick it up.
Yeah, too busy being busy.
In motion now is Brown into the backfield. And he races clear to the far sideline. Back to throws to Vito. He gets hit. Little. It's a sack. Huskers get another sack at the 22-yard line. Isaac Gifford came off the edge. His first sack of the year.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome to our Hump Day edition of Sports Nightly here on the Huskers Radio Network. Hope you had a good day today. Lots for us to talk about tonight. And Jessica, let's start with, I love it when schedules come out, and I love seeing that men's basketball schedule hit the press earlier today.
Yes, always exciting. You can start planning the fall and the winter a little bit, but what a great schedule for this team. I know we heard a lot of the assistant coaches talk last year, and even Coach Hoiberg about it was too challenging of a schedule a year ago, and you got a lot of new pieces that got to figure out how to play together, and that takes a little bit of time. And so kind of sets up nicely to where you're not as challenged, but you still have a couple of really good games on there that could add to the resume. But how about 10 of 12 at home, 8 of 10?
Leave the state twice.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
Out of 11 games.
So great to get to stay in the friendly confines of PBA.
Yep. And so the only two times they leave the state, they go to play Oregon State neutral site game. It'll be a Husker home game. It's in the Pentagon in Sioux Falls, so there's not going to be any Beaver fans. There might be 10. So that'll be, and it's not a very big gym. Huskers played Oklahoma State up there a couple years ago and got a nice win. So that one, they will not play at PBA. And then the other one's the K-State game in Manhattan. That's the end of that 3-game series. Wildcats have taken the first 2. They won here in Lincoln. They won in Kansas City last year. Now the Huskers wrap up that series. And I think it's been a good one. I know we haven't won, but I think it's a good series. But, and Henry said this in the ticker, it's back-to-back games. Well, there'll probably be a conference game in between it. But Creighton on December the 3rd, that's an Elite Eight team. That'll be here. Kansas State on December 17th, that's an Elite Eight team. And you probably are going to have some Big Ten game or maybe 2 in between those 2 games. So that's a big stretch. But when you play 2 teams that made the Elite Eight of your 11, I really don't care about the rest because of the 20 that you're going to play in conference play.
Yeah, I mean, with the Big Ten Conference is what it is. It just, you kind of beat yourself up if you just go and schedule this daunting of a schedule in the non-conference. You don't. I think we've seen, especially with even some of the Big 12, some of these other power conferences that have a really tough night in and night out conference schedule. It just does not do you much good to schedule that daunting of a schedule in the non-conference. And so give yourself some chance to build some confidence, work out build some momentum, and then you throw in a couple of good challenges to get yourself ready for conference play. But yeah, and then that's the thing about the conference is that they do throw in some you don't go all in on conference. You don't just start and then you have a couple mixed in there in between before you close out non-conference play. So yeah, there's just this time it's just not really necessary because if you go take care of business in a Big Ten conference, you just don't have to have a just loaded top 5 schedule to be able to get yourself a good resume to get into the tournament.
Play 31 games, 20 league games. So you play 11 outside the conference. Last year, Nebraska ended up 16-16. On the men's side, if you play at a conference like the Big Ten and you get yourself above 500, you're probably going to be in the NIT.
Not even that far above 500.
Correct.
Like one or two games above 500.
Last year, the Huskers in the non-league went 7-4. And I'm with you. I think last year was probably too much for them to bite off. And so this year, if you could go 9-2 and better yourself by 2 games in that point, and your 16-16 turns into 18-14, you're playing in March.
Yeah, and especially look how many injuries that the Huskers also dealt with in the non-conference too that they had to work through. Didn't have Derek Walker, and so you just if that happens, you give yourself some time to work through that. If and then also you're not playing such a hard schedule where you subject yourself to getting those injuries as well. And so I just think it just allows for a team to work through some things that you just need to be able to work through, especially when you have so many new pieces like this team has.
Right. And this is, let's be honest, where the program is. It's not been a postseason program for a while. So you have to kind of walk before you can run. And I think that starts with what you control, and then you control who you put on this thing. And having said that, I think Cal State Fullerton won 20 or 21 games last year. One of those other teams in that MTA, I think it was Duquesne, was a 20-win season.
By the way, why would you name your university that?
Isn't that a strange name? There's got to be something behind that.
I just looked it up because I'm like, why in the world? It's named after like the 18th century governor of New France, Michel. I don't know. It's in French, but it's
in Pittsburgh, right?
Yes,
and
it was established in 1878.
That's an odd
name. But I'm like, why would you? That's so. How many people have mispronounced that name?
A lot. Well, in fact, all 3 of those teams in the MTE, those are names, right? Ryder, Stony Brook, Duquesne. Those are bizarre names, right? How did we get to that? Those are bizarre names, though.
But yeah, it's a 18th century governor in New France or whatever. But anyways, they're solid. So I looked up on them. That's going to be probably the first, because here's what they have. They have 2 senior guards coming back. That was their 2 leading scorers. Senior guards are a little bit tricky, right? I mean, they're not.
They are.
They're scary when you have a team that comes in that has some senior veterans at the guard, and that's why you see teams that make the tournament that aren't supposed to make runs. A lot of times it's because they have senior veteran guards. And so they have several returners. So they went 20-13, made an appearance in the CBI. And then, but the rest should be, those 2 that you mentioned. I mean, but very winnable games.
Huskers will be favored in 9 of those 11.
Fantastic.
They will not be favored in Manhattan, and they will not be probably not favored against Creighton here. But obviously we can beat them. We beat them last year. So
is Kansas State going to be as good?
No, probably not. But it's a road game. It's the only road game we'll play. So
they're well coached, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. Kansas State, they do well in their basketball arena. So it will be a tough game. I'm just saying it won't be as. I mean, we didn't even know it at the time how good Kansas State was, but then you saw the talent, and then look at the run that they go on and win some pretty good games in the Big 12 as well. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a great schedule, and then you still have a couple great matchups, and then lots of opportunities for Husker fans to see this team inside PBA.
I could certainly see that thing going 9-2, and then again, if you can go get 8 or 9 wins in the league, then you're talking about being in one of the postseason tournaments. Maybe it's not the NCAA. Maybe it is if you go and end up getting better than 8 or 9 conference wins. But you get yourself into something in March where you're playing after everybody else has put the balls in the closet for the summer. That's what this program needs to get done. And so I'm very supportive of what Fred Hoiberg has done with this schedule and like it a lot.
Very well could be 7-0 going into Creighton, right?
Yeah, you're right. And that's the challenge. You can't slip up.
Yes. You can't overlook anybody. And
Right.
and again, as we mentioned, Duquesne.
And Cal State Fullerton, those will probably be and Oregon State's a Pac-12 team. It's not the Power 5 team.
I mean,
You're
it's
playing
not
a
like
Power
it's
5
all
team.
cakewalks, but
Correct.
I mean, you have an opportunity to be
Yes.
7-0 going into the Creighton game.
Yep, very much so.
Which they come here.
And hey,
Beat 'em last year.
Got a 1-game winning streak.
Yeah, beat them last year when they weren't supposed to, right?
That's exactly right. So that dropped today. You can see the whole schedule on Huskers.com if you want some more information about that. But now both the Husker men and women's non-conference schedules are up there. You can see them. You can sort of kind of plot in your November in the busy, busy month of November. That was exciting. We're going to talk a lot of Husker basketball in hour 2. Kent's going to drop by and give us his thoughts on that. We found him. Took a while, but we found him.
Yes, and I was disappointed because I said, hey, next time you need to demand that I'm involved because I didn't get to talk to him. You did.
I know, I did. And then you're going to talk to Brice Williams.
Brice
who's
Williams.
the transfer from Charlotte, who had a really good postseason for them before coming to Lincoln.
I think he's going to be an absolutely fantastic addition, maybe even the key to what this team can do. He's 3-level scorer, as Coach Hoiberg talks about, and is looking for the next challenge, was really good at Charlotte, but wanted to challenge himself and prepare himself for maybe playing a professional career, and thought, going to a Power 5 school, and again, raved about the job that Coach Hoiberg does in developing guys like him to be able to play professionally. And so, yeah, he's great, humble kid, and I think the Husker fans are going to really like him, and he's going to be an important piece to this basketball team.
We're going to hear from both of those in hour number 2 of the program.
Brice Williams, not to be confused with Brice Matthews or Bryce McGowan's.
Right. We've had our handful of Brices the last couple of years.
Yeah.
In prominent roles make their way through. So hopefully he has a career that rivals both of those Brices before him for the Huskers. Man, is this Northwestern thing it seems like every day, the more you peel the onion back, the worse it smells. Today, there were press conferences in the Windy City. 15 players have now gotten legal representation and now are asserting all kinds of hazing and racial discrimination within multiple programs for Northwestern. So it started with football, then it kind of leaked to baseball, and they fired the baseball coach. Now, Jessica, there's talk that it has infiltrated softball and volleyball a few years ago. It kind of started with cheerleading there. Kind of thought that was the worst of it, but now it has found its way into the female sports at Northwestern.
I can't remember if you said this on the air or not, but you and I were talking about it, and you said now that there's some legal representation, you're more than likely going to see more players come forward. And that's
what's happening.
That's what we're seeing, is more players, more sports that are now a little bit more emboldened because they're not alone and they feel like they have some backing. And so what a mess, what an absolute mess. And again, can't go back to Big Ten Media Days, would not want to be Northwestern at this thing. And what's crazy is that probably that the other coaches are going to get asked about it. The new commissioner is going to get asked about it. It's just going to be, navigating this thing is going to be a nightmare. But yeah, it just gets worse and worse, it seems like, every day. And that's how it's been. It was kind of, again, on a Friday news dump type of thing, sweep it under the rug. Hey, here's
2-week suspension.
And then it just got worse and worse every day, and there's more that's come out. It just keeps escalating, and it does not look good. And, I didn't think the president handled the situation right from the start, and this doesn't. And I know he's only been there a year, but still, it just continues to look worse and worse.
So it started with like about 8 players. It's grown to 15. I think Jessica's right. I think it'll grow from that number moving forward. And now it has infiltrated other sports of misconduct as it relates to volleyball and softball. Again, the baseball coach got fired last week. Pat Fitzgerald got fired last week as well. It is a complete mess. And, the guy that I keep thinking about on all this, and I think Husker fans do too, is Mike Wilbon, the prestigious anchor of PTI, who hammered, and I mean hammered, Nebraska in 2021 when this athletic department and this football program really pushed the league to play games during the end of the end of the COVID era. And Mike Wilbon went on his high horse and said, throw them out of the league. Throw Nebraska out of the league. By God, they want to play. We're in a pandemic. Get them out of here. What's he saying now? If anybody should be thrown out of the league, it should be these guys in this university.
Yeah, and what's crazy about that, too, is that no other conference was saying that they weren't going to play.
Correct.
Because, and the Big Ten jumped the gun, I think, assuming that, and we don't necessarily want to go back, but there was no other conference that was even remotely considering that. And so the fact that he got on Nebraska so hard when it was no other school was saying that or doing that, and yet he came down so hard on them. He is also really ripping Oklahoma and Brent Venables right now, too, with what was said about Deion.
He said it was a racist comment that he was directing toward Deion when Brent said, I allowed my guys 12 months to figure out if they fit in our program or not, where Deion came in and wiped him out. So that's racist. I mean, my goodness. I used to like Mike Wilbon. Used to is the key word there.
But with that much rampant stuff going on, right, in multiple programs, it's not just one sport. When you're crossing multiple sports, that's a really bad eye spot on the league. And besides football, a couple of years, and softball, I guess maybe men's basketball a little bit, but it's not like they really dominated any sport, right? I mean, softball, other.
I think they're pretty good in lacrosse, I think. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, and hey, they are, because of the small private school, they have an uphill climb. They do. Their admission standards are very, very high. There's a lot working against them to compete with the Ohio States and the Michigans.
Doesn't it seem to affect Stanford?
Very true. Stanford's able to fight their way through that. You're right. Maybe
they
more.
win the
Sears Cup or whatever it's called
year.
every year. Yeah, it's not Sears. Hadn't been the Sears Cup for 20 years, but whatever it's called now. But yeah, Mike Wilbon would love to sit in a room right now and talk to him and get his thoughts about Northwestern athletics. He's a big Northwestern backer.
Did he?
As well.
He graduated from there, right?
He is.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of prominent journalists because they have a big journalism school.
They have a good journalism school.
And I'm not really sensing a ton of outrage from their journalist alumni. That's what maybe bothers me the most is, come on, people.
It doesn't seem like they're coming down very hard on them.
And good for their student paper. They're the ones that dug out a lot of this stuff.
Yep.
Good for them. All right, that's what we have on the program tonight. Hey, we have Spencer Long coming up. Boy, what a great person. I am going to really work hard to try to get a little dirt from Spencer because he was a great teammate of our good friend Jeremiah Searles. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll see.
My guess, I'm going to take the
Did I swing
under.
and miss on this?
We've been talking a lot of over-unders. I'm going to take the under that you are not. I'm not betting that you are going to be able to get anything out of him.
All right,
on Searles.
we'll keep fighting away on that.
It would take a defensive back to talk.
Probably right. Or a defensive lineman who didn't like him, or a linebacker that got tired of ramming heads with him in practice or something like that. So, but Spencer named yesterday to the 2023 Hall of Fame for Nebraska football, not Husker football, but Nebraska football, because there's other members of the class that did not play for the Cornhuskers. But we're going to catch up with Spencer, who retired a couple years ago after a nice career in the National Football League that ended with the Buffalo Bills. So Spencer Long coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We have time to tell you that our Sports Nightly hotline is available and open for you throughout the night at 402-413-2400. It's brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned that you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Back with Spencer Long next.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
spot less. Introducing the cleanup for tar spot, gray leaf spot, southern rust, and more. Novel next generation Adastrio fungicide broadens your spectrum and strengthens your residual when it comes to foliar disease control in corn. Visit your FMC retailer or adastrio.ag.fmc.com to clean up this season. Follow 2EE for tar spot management in corn. Valid until 1/31/28. Always read and follow all label directions.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid materials with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn help take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Husker fans, the 2023 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support celebrating the 100th year of Memorial Stadium. Purchase a special Husker football Through These Gates mini plan. For only $100, you will be at the Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech games, plus your choice of one home Big Ten game. 3 games for only $100. Tickets available while supplies last. Purchase your Through These Gates mini plan today. For more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See Shelter Agent Terry Dingwell in Fremont or Janelle Moore in Holdridge for a free insurance review.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $2,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. Delighted to be joined tonight by one of the newest members of the Nebraska Football Hall of Fame and that is former Husker offensive lineman Spencer Long. Spencer, congratulations. When you heard the news, what did this mean to you?
You know, I was kind of taken aback, and my wife and I were headed out to dinner with our son, and I was trying not to get emotional in public, but yeah, it really hit hard, and I was really humbled, and it was an amazing honor for me. That kind of was a nice exclamation point, because it's only been about 2.5 years since I've retired, and it's very, very special and important to me. So.
Well, I said this last night when we had the show, and then the class got announced, that you were the perfect addition to this class, and you're the kind of player that so many Husker fans love to rally around, because you didn't come here on a scholarship. And I think, if memory serves, you started on the defensive side of the ball, right? And then made conversion to offense?
Yeah. I was a scout team D-end. I was recruited as a D-end, and I remember being on the scout team D-line, and they were like, all right, we need a scout team D-tackle, so you're going to be moving inside. You might want to get your weight up a little bit because you're going to get killed. And John Garrison was the scout team defensive line coach at the time, and I owe a lot of credit to his ability to see my potential as an offensive lineman. So after that fall, he's like, I think you've got all the, qualities that would make a good offensive lineman if you want to move over. And I was like, well, if it's going to get me closer to the field, I'll do what I have to do. And sure enough, 2 years and 60 pounds later, I was playing guard.
I mean, that's remarkable to come to campus and think of yourself as one side of the football, and then you turn into an All-American type player, a future NFL player. I mean, that speaks a lot to you. You mentioned Coach Garrison. And he's done really well, even past Nebraska, putting guys on. What about some of the other coaches that maybe had an influence on you while you played at Nebraska?
Coach Cotton, for sure. Him and I have a very close relationship as well. Good buddies with Jake Cotton and those guys, and Sam and Ben and all those people. And Ron Brown was really a close mentor for my brother, and through him we've had a close relationship. But those were definitely the influential coaches, and Tim Beck for believing in me, and Coach Pelini for throwing me in there. You don't do these types of things alone, and I owe a lot of credit to a lot of people.
You talked about people that had influence on you. If I remember right, you and your offensive line mates were pretty, and it seems like all offensive lines are really pretty tight-knit guys. Was that the case for you here at Nebraska?
Oh, absolutely. Many of my best friends were in the class with me or below me or right above me. Some of the best friendships and bonds you make are on the offensive line. You go through battle together, and you earn a lot of respect and for playing with one another, and it's a special thing.
Well, I want to have a little fun here, because Jeremiah Searles does a lot of work with us.
Yeah.
You got to give me a story on Searles. I mean, come on, there's got to be something you can tell me that's clean, family friendly, but something about Jeremiah for me.
Where do I start? The clean part kind of, I don't know.
That eliminates a lot, doesn't it?
No, it was funny. I remember going up against Jay when I was a scout team defensive end, because he got into the mix pretty quickly. He was right out of high school, was a really good player, and I remember he just had such great hands for a young player. I thought he was one of the best pass protecting linemen we had, even as a true freshman. Even babyface Jay was still one of the toughest guys I went against. But no, we actually got really close later on in our careers. We were always buddies, but then we ended up living together for a couple years, and then even into the NFL. We roomed together rookie year. After rookie year, we had a place together in the old Lincoln building, and Jay and I are we got a bond that can't be broken. A lot of history. Obviously really close with Jay, but it's been really fun to share the same phase in our careers together, and do a lot of fun stuff together. So.
And now both married with children, right? Tell us about your family.
I have, I guess he's 16 months old now. Time flies. His name's Freddie Long. He is a big boy. He's just learned to talk, and just a lot of fun right now It's a lot of work, but it's the best work ever. It's been really fulfilling to be his dad. So, and then my wife is 21 weeks pregnant with another boy on the way.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
You're 2/5 of the way there for an offensive line, Spencer.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she'd be alarmed if I said this, but maybe we'll field an O-line someday. I don't know.
Fantastic. Ken Vinci with Spencer Long, named yesterday the latest class of the Nebraska Football Hall of Fame. You're going to go in there with one of your quarterbacks when you played here, and that's Taylor Martinez. And I said last night, Spencer, on Sports Nightly, I don't know that we've had a faster quarterback in the history of Nebraska football. That guy could make some amazing plays, couldn't he?
Yes, he could. He was very, very explosive, and it was fun to have him back there. And as an offensive lineman, you always knew that little security blanket of, pocket escapability and speed bursts could bail you out of some situations. And I actually got a funny story in the bowl game against Wisconsin, or I think it was the Big Ten championship, the ugly one.
Yeah.
I think he ended up winning an ESPY for that really long run, if you remember that.
I do.
So I was the one, I always joke with him. I was like, you got to give me credit for that ESPY, Taylor, because I was the one that went the wrong way and opened up the floodgates for the D lineman to cause him to immediately have to scramble. And he ended up breaking it for a touchdown. I don't know how long it was, 90 yards or something like that. But it's like, yeah, you wouldn't have got that if I didn't go the wrong way, Taylor. But
Spencer, I think he ran about 200 yards on that play because he weaved his way all the way around that field.
Yeah, he was so tired afterwards, and I remember just being like, oh, and he bailed me out big time. We had a couple of calls that sounded somewhat familiar or somewhat similar, and one of them means go one way, one of them means go the other, and I ended up picking the wrong way. And I remember Penzick was looking at me like, what the heck? And yeah, it's a funny memory. But
well, that game was not a very fun game, but you played in so many great football games at Nebraska. Give me a couple that really stand out that were huge wins, because your teams did win an awful lot. We're in a rough patch right now in Husker Nation, but you guys, you were routinely winning 9-10 games a year.
Yeah. One that sticks out off the bat was when we played Wisconsin at home in those alternate jerseys. We kind of had a comeback there. I remember Rex Burkhead just went off, had a great running game in the second half. We were down. I can't remember how much we were down, but yeah, it was just primetime Saturday night, Memorial Stadium, Husker football, and definitely a great memory.
Spencer, you went on and had a nice NFL career. But when I talk to guys of your ilk, they always say, that it's different from the college level, that the memories the bonds maybe are a little tighter at the college level than the pro level. Was that the case for you? I mean, because you had a lot of marvelous memories too in the NFL.
Yeah, it's just different in different phases of life. Everyone's in different phases of life in the NFL, and you do make strong bonds there. But, you got guys that have been playing for 10 years with a wife and kids, and you got guys single bachelors coming straight out of college, and it's just different. But in college, you're all going through the same thing, same phase of life. And it's definitely where there's some lifelong bonds. And it was my favorite memories with football it was definitely for Nebraska and for different reasons. And there were some many, many great ones in the NFL as well. But it's just something special when you're going through that with that fraternity of guys going through in the same phase of life. You can't compare.
Spencer, you referenced your brother earlier. How's he doing? Give us an update on Jake.
He's doing good. He's, Jake's just always been so solid and dedicated and committed and knows exactly where he's going. And he's just finishing up his 5th-year residency for Duke Orthopedic Surgery, and he matched with the Stedman Clinic in Vail, Colorado, and he's on track to be, one of the best orthopedic surgeons that he can be. And I think maybe coming back to Nebraska at some point, and that'll influence our decision as a family to, maybe go back and put our boys together and let the cousins play together. But he's just, he's crushing it. He always does.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, give us your life update. You have hung up the cleats or retired from the NFL a couple of years ago. What's in the daily life right now for Spencer?
So I had a a good friend of mine was working with Morgan Stanley and went solo and offered me an opportunity I couldn't really say no to. He started his own private wealth company and offered me a job. So I accepted and have been since working under that umbrella of his company to get fully certified in finance. But him and I both kind of realized that, making a financial plan for somebody isn't going to be, solely my cup of tea. So we've kind of decided to still use the education, which that was kind of like the fail-safe, is that I knew it was going to be great education and good knowledge to have regardless. So, but what I'm going to do with it now is I think I'm going to go back to school and either get a master's or PhD in psychology. I really want to work in either performance-based sports psychology or post transition psychology, be a transition specialist for a lot of guys that are coming out of the NFL. They have a wonderful program through the NFL Legends community. It's kind of the fraternity for retirees that it's called transition coaching, and it really helps guys figure out their next purpose in life post-football. So ideally, I can kind of carve myself out a nice niche there. And just help guys either in navigating the process of the NFL and professional sports, along with what comes after. So I feel a strong sense of purpose pursuing that.
Fantastic. Spencer, great to catch up. Congratulations again. We hope you're coming back for the ceremony in September. I hope we see you in Lincoln.
I'll be there.
Fantastic. And maybe at that time you can give me some real dirt on Searles. I got to have a little bit, Spencer.
Yeah, off the record.
Very good. Congratulations again. Look forward to seeing you in September.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, how much fun was that? Spencer Long, a member of that Husker Hall of Fame class. We're going to try to pick off a couple more of the guys in the coming days and catch up with what they're doing. Sounds like he is phenomenal. He's just an incredible individual and so well-deserving of a membership in that Hall of Fame. All right, he joined us on our Sports Nightly Hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned that you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. All right, phone lines, text lines, they're back open, 402-413-2400. Jessica will rejoin me next.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
Hey, Husker fans! Kinetic now offers fast 99% reliable internet for just $39.99 a month for 12 months. Whether you're at home, school, or work, Kinetic Internet delivers the speed you need to stream, game, and stay connected with fellow Nebraska fans around the world. Only $39.99 a month for 12 months. And just like our teams in scarlet and cream, no one else even comes close. Check availability at windstream.com. Kinetic Internet, proud sponsor of Husker Athletics. Terms and conditions apply.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trail-Tamin 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Road Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red!
Well, Honk, if you love trucks and bucks, the Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch ticket is back, and you could win one of 8 beautiful new blue trucks. Visit any Nebraska Lottery retailer. Play today. Top prize odds, 1 in $336,000. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Great to catch up with Spencer Long. Again, congratulations to him being put into that Nebraska Football Hall of Fame. That weekend of the 22nd is when they'll have a banquet on Friday and be honored at the game on Saturday. Well-deserved honor for him, and I tried. Jessica, I tried.
I knew
you heard me. I tried.
I knew you weren't going to have any luck with that one.
So I texted Jeremiah, and I said what I tried to do, and he says, oh, it's a bro code.
Yeah.
It's a bro code. You don't break the bro code.
And then on top of that, the O-line code.
Those guys.
Yeah, there's no way. That's what I'm saying. If you want dirt on Jeremiah, you got to bring it in like a defensive back.
That's probably right.
Which didn't he agree when I said that?
Did. Yeah, he said, yeah, probably right.
Yeah. So, well, that's like when we did our podcast back in the spring after he had been to some practices and called the spring game. And I can't remember exactly how I phrased it, but I basically said either what's the strongest position or what position are you most excited about? And he goes, defensive backs, and went under the spiel. And I said, whoa. You just said defensive backs. Like, I mean, for 2 years I have listened to you. You do not like defensive backs. And he's like, I know, but that's what with this defense and how many defensive backs we're going to see out there and the depth, you have to go there. So yeah, he was pretty. He's always reluctant to give any DBs any love, but he likes this group. So.
Well, that's good. We'll be hearing a lot more from Jeremiah as we get closer to the football season. We were talking in segment 1 tonight about the continued and mess at Northwestern that keeps getting added onto. Sue on our text line said that she did hear Mike Greenberg, Greeny, as he's known, speaking about Northwestern sports, and he was very mad, had a really big rant, kind of good to hear. So, Sue, thank you for pointing that out. Mike is one of the prominent Northwestern alums. And if I was an alum of that school and all this was coming, I would be embarrassed too. I would not be happy with that at all. And again, I think, going back to my rant, that some of those ESPN guys, including Mike Wilbon, who was a Northwestern guy, were really hard on Nebraska when the Huskers were attempting to play football in the 21 season when the Big Ten looked like they weren't going to go play. And so I just want to hear, and I've not heard much of Wilbon's take on this. Maybe he has been as hard on Northwestern as I think, and you and I were talking about this off air, I think a lot of their people love Coach Fitzgerald so much that they're in shock. They don't know. They're like, wow, I have rallied for this guy. I have fought for this guy. Now this is what I found out was going on. I think they're just in shock.
Yeah, and I also, I said this right when it was starting to kind of unfold, and whether he didn't know or did know, it's his job to know, right?
Exactly right.
And the same thing with the president and the AD and the people that are of leadership. And so it just is not a good look when you have now multiple sports and multiple athletes coming forward with complaints. And so, yeah, that was the big thing is everybody's like, well, he's such a nice guy. And, but, you can be a nice guy and have some issues with how you ran your program. I mean, if this is what's been going on and he didn't know about it, to me, that's an issue. And that's why he no longer has a job.
To be fair, we have not really heard his side of things.
Yeah.
And there's probably some things that maybe aren't being portrayed that should be right now that we don't know.
Yeah. And there's two sides to every story.
Yep.
But, in this day and age, you just cannot happen in a locker room at any extent. And hazing is a felony in Illinois. So it cannot, and they have very strict rules against it at Northwestern too. So it's just with the precedent that's been set and the day and age that we live in, the things that happen in the locker room that was once okay, it just is not okay anymore.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Hey folks, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. All right, 402-413-2400. You can text, you can call. We'd love to hear from you tonight on any topic, not just the ones that we've kept it to tonight. Love the basketball schedule coming out earlier today. We're going to hear from KP coming up next hour, but still time to talk about other things on the program here tonight as well. We'll step aside, get our final break of the hour in, and wrap it up next.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm sports media student Connor Clark with Campus News. Engineering professor Ronald Faller has been named a Fellow of the National Academy of Inventors, the highest professional honor among academic inventors. As director of UNL's Midwest Roadside Safety Facility, Faller has played a key role in developing innovative roadside safety technologies that are used around the world. Faller has earned 8 U.S. patents and 3 foreign patents over his 35-year career.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
Discover your next Ford with Woodhouse. The truck you've always wanted to the SUV you need, Woodhouse has the full lineup. Plus, a huge selection guarantees you'll get the features that matter and at a smart price. Like our current offer on a new Ford F-150. Or needing the versatility of an SUV to take on the everyday. Shop our offers going on now. Find your Ford with Woodhouse online or at one of our 3 convenient locations.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres Solutions for every field. 402-413-2400, the number to be a part of the program with a call or a text. Andy, good friend of the program in Phoenix, said, Greg Jessica, who is your pick to score the most touchdowns this season and maybe a dark horse? He is selecting Anthony Grant to score the most, with his dark horse being Billy Kemp. That's a great question.
Jeff Sims.
Dang it, that's what I was going to say.
I know, I was going to say it first.
She jumped it in there on me, Andy. I had it already. I think Jeff's going to score the most touchdowns.
Yeah, but if we're going second, Gabe Irvin. Just to be different. I think one of the running backs will be second.
Give me a dark horse of Thomas Fidone. If you could call Thomas Fidone a dark horse, but I think you have to. He hasn't played very much. But I could see him catching 5-6 touchdowns.
Give me a dark horse of Xavier Betts.
Okay, very good. Very good. Yeah, I mean, again, do you count Jeff Sims' touchdown passes, or are you just talking about running touchdowns?
I was just talking about rushing touchdowns.
And I do think he's going to score a handful of those.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Neither one of us threw Gabe Irvin out there.
I did. I said Gabe Irvin.
I
said, if I'm not Jeff Sims or Gabe Irvin, my dark horse is Xavier Betts.
Okay. So there you go, Andy. And Andy said he did not play golf today. Way too hot. It has been really bad out there. Dangerously bad in Phoenix.
Oh.
Like 120-ish.
You can't go out at like the evening.
In fact, today I had one of the networks on in the morning, and they said that Phoenix is about to set a record that it's been 20 or 22 straight days where they haven't gotten below 90.
Oh, my goodness.
At night. Like even at like 3 a.m., it's still like 94 or something.
Wow.
That's rough.
And we've gotten a lot of rain.
We have. Have you looked at our forecast for next week?
No. Is it hot?
Triple digits coming into our forecast here in a couple days. And then maybe right for camp opening. Ooh, boy. Could be hot for the guys and some practices.
At least they have grass and not turf out there.
In early August. Hey, our Sports Lightning Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you were looking for with Woodhouse. We'll come back, talk some Husker hoops. Kent Pavelka, Brice Williams, both in hour 2. Come on back.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Shelter Agent Sharon Lear in Papillion, Paul Hoos in Grand Island, or an Ord Sea Agent Matt Woodward.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Hey, Husker fans! Kinetic now offers fast 99% reliable internet for just $39.99 a month for 12 months. Whether you're at home, school, or work, Kinetic Internet delivers the speed you need to stream, game, and stay connected with fellow Nebraska fans around the world. Only $39.99 a month for 12 months. And just like our teams in Scarlet and Cream, no one else even comes close. Check availability at windstream.com. Kinetic Internet, proud sponsor of Husker Athletics. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of June 2022. Duteau Subaru in Lincoln and DuteauSubaru.com.
Good evening. I'm Henry Goodwin, and our sports sticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Earlier today, NU Athletic Director Trev Alberts declared Herman Dalmagro to become the 10th women's head coach in the Husker program. The athletic director said, quote, Herman has a strong record of recruiting and developing outstanding players, and he has extensive experience in the Big Ten Conference, including his previous success at Nebraska, end quote. Herman is a proven leader and winner, both as an athlete and in his 18-year coaching career around the country. Herman was previously an assistant coach from 2014 to 18 at University of Nebraska. Earlier this afternoon, Nebraska men's basketball announced their non-conference slate for the 2023-24 season. The schedule will feature 2 Elite 8 qualifiers from the 2022-23 season in Kansas State and Creighton, a neutral site matchup with Oregon State and Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and the Cornhusker Classic, a 3-game round-robin tournament with Duquesne, Stony Brook, and Ryder taking place from November 13th to the 22nd. Full details on the schedule can be found on Huskers.com. Coming up on the show in the 7 o'clock hour, in the 7 o'clock hour, we'll hear from play-by-play commentator for Husker Hoops, Kemp Pavelka, to get his thoughts on the upcoming non-conference schedule. Turning to the Diamond, Husker baseball landed a former Creighton commit in Colin Navicek. The Nebraska native posted a 9-0 record at Elkhorn North in his junior season by showing out with 72 strikeouts in 54 1/3 innings to go along with the state championship. Finally, some Major League Baseball finals from earlier today. Pirates topped the Guardians 7-5. The Orioles beat the Dodgers 8-5. The Rangers bested the Rays 5-1. The Cardinals beat the Marlins 6-4. The Astros beat the Rockies 4-1. And Oakland just got past Boston 6-5. For the games currently in progress, the Brewers are up 3-1 on the Phillies in the bottom of the 5th. Padres and Blue Jays are scoreless after 3. Yankees and Angels. Angels are up 6-0. End of the 3rd. White Sox are down 0-2 against the Mets in the bottom of the 4th. Reds are beating the Giants 3-0 in the top of the 4th, and the Diamondbacks are beating the Braves 3-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Our sports sticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now, get ready for Hour 2 of Sports Nightly, right here on Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Snap back. Take the handoff, throw it in the flat. Williams makes a catch, trying to get away from Quint. Newsom drops the football, and the Huskers have it at the 23. Williams just flat dropped it, and Newsom was there to pick it up.
Yeah, too busy being busy.
In motion now is Brown into the backfield. And he races clear to the far sideline. Back to throws to Vito. He gets hit. Lit up. It's a sack. Huskers get another sack at the 22-yard line. Isaac Gifford came off the edge. His first sack of the year.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are back, hour number 2, Sports Nightly on a Wednesday night. We're going to talk some college basketball during the hour. Kent Pavelka going to be here to talk about that non-conference schedule for the Huskers that was dropped earlier today. And Brice Williams, who is the new transfer from Charlotte, new member of Fred Hoiberg's team. Jessica had a chance to catch up with him. We'll have that conversation for you tonight as well. Still time, though, for you to be a part of it. 402-413-2400. Carla on our text line said, concerning the ugly Northwestern debacle, we've heard about Fitzgerald being dismissed, lawsuits being brought, but what about the individuals who did the hazing? Good question. Hopefully there will be some charges brought against them. It's a great point because the people that are named are like administrators and coaches and people that oversee the program, but I don't know that some individual student athletes have been named.
I don't know, because if it dates back to the early 2000s, and this is kind of a quote-unquote tradition of what they did, that'd be a lot, and a lot of guys participated. That'd be a lot of names to try to. I think the responsibility falls on the leaders of that football team for not shutting it down. If it was as rampant as it appears to be.
Art in Los Angeles agrees with you. Your dark horse pick of Betts, Xavier Betts, being the guy that scores the most touchdowns for the Huskers in the upcoming year. We're going to talk some college basketball. A couple of days ago, Jessica, the NCAA for several years has run the men's NIT, And so they run the NCAA tournament, and then they run the NIT, and so they fill the 68-team bracket, and then they fill the 32-team bracket. On the women's side, the WNIT has been run by a different entity and doesn't have very deep pockets. There's been a lot of people that have said it is not that well run. The NCAA is now going to overtake that. I did see Matt Coatney, our own Matt Coatney, said he thinks that's a great move. It'll be much more professionally handled. I think that's probably true, but the NCAA is saying they're going to keep that tournament to 32. So they're going to mirror the men's, so 68 and 32, where the tournament and the Huskers were in it this past March was 64 teams. Are you concerned at all about that? Or are you okay to just run a good tournament and 32 is enough to go beyond the 68?
I'll just give you my perspective of the WNIT this past year. They rely on home courts, who's hosting, and you put in bids, but you sit there and wait, and there's no set schedule or places that you play. And so I think it could be run better. And I also think probably the NCAA has seen the really growth in women's basketball and wants to get a piece of the pie a little bit.
Yeah.
Because there's been an explosion of interest in women's basketball. And even the teams that don't make the tournament, there's still some opportunity to probably bring in some revenue from the WNIT. And so I'm sure they wanted to make sure that they're doing things exactly like they do for the men and all of that. And so, yeah, I think we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about, and then didn't they add it? Didn't they add another tournament? I think they added another one.
Well, I just didn't know if the current WNIT is going to be able to hang in there, or does that organization that's been run that, they
put out a statement that they still plan on functioning as is. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, so now there's 3, I think.
There'd be 3. And the men goes beyond because there's a CBI and a CTI or something like that ends up happening too. Well, Brice played in one of them.
Yeah, he was the MVP
CBI, I think,
of the CBI,
or something like that. And again, the drumbeat's kind of out there to expand the NCAA tournament. And people think, it's just there's not enough teams in it. If you've got 335 teams that play Division I basketball, 68's not good enough.
I think with the trends that we've seen with trying to keep it equal between men's and women's, I think you're going to keep seeing a push of that to stay up with whatever the men's doing. You're going to see kind of that mirrored. But I think to me that the NCAA, if they're adding this tournament, they probably feel like there's some revenue that they can be had, and also give an opportunity for more teams to play. And
so to go to 98, I guess, is what it would go to. Would that be the number to break it down?
That 98 teams make the postseason?
Yeah, make the NCAA tournament. It's so perfect the way it is now, but you grow it to 98, you add one more full round, that's a lot more television dollars that can be, I get it,
because
and that would be about a third of the teams make the NCAA tournament.
The basketball, that's the only way they're making money is on that NCAA tournament. And
True.
I think that's why, that's their big money maker at this point, because the college football playoff is
not theirs.
Is not theirs.
Right.
So they're going to probably try to squeak out as much pennies and dollars from basketball as they can.
The argument is if you have 330 schools and only 68 make the big dance, it should be closer to a third of your teams make it. I kind of get that, I guess. I kind of do. Maybe one more round for everybody, or maybe not even one full round. Maybe you give 32 teams a bye. 33 through 98 play round 1, and then off you go.
I don't know. I kind of just like it as it is, so I don't know how I feel about that. But more basketball, yeah. Obviously, I'm always for that. But I think that gets to be a pretty long tournament that you're expecting teams to play and then turn right around and play, and then I don't know.
How many coaches benefit because they get a bonus if they make the NCAA tournament?
True. Yeah. So look, I think probably most programs are probably for it. Like, hey, and especially the non-Power 5s that you have to have an automatic bid. I'm sure they're all for it. Just to get another opportunity potentially to get into the dance. But
got a tweet or text that says, "Greg, that's way too many teams. You water it down." That's kind of my gut tells me to say that. But I also see the other side of it because 15, 20 years ago, there were only 290 teams that had Division I basketball teams. Now we're up to 330, or we've added 40-some schools that are now playing Division I that weren't 40, 50 years ago, 30 years ago. All the Dakota schools were not NCAA Division I. They were Division II, and they've now gone to Division I. So if you've expanded the number of teams, maybe you should expand the tournament. I don't feel real passionate one way or the other, honestly.
I mean,
I'll be fine if they
you,
do.
Here's my thing: is like there's a lot of other postseason tournaments. Can you not just make the other ones?
But it's not the NCAA.
I know that.
It's not the big one.
I mean, take care of your business and make it into the.
I agree. But I do think it's a good move for the women's game if the NCAA takes over the NIT tournament. I do think that would be a good move. I think it would add professionalism to it.
I think you're going to see some more. So, with ESPN, and they kind of had all the rights to the women's tournament, and with as well as those ratings did, I think you might see some competitors try to step in.
I think Fox gets in there now.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to bid for it. I don't think it's just it was automatically given to ESPN, and it's funny because I think they're trying to balance like, hey, promoting the record number of viewers, but then also not wanting to promote that so that it doesn't, add to the value of it, so that they can have it for cheaper and then make more money, but then. So
I certainly could see Fox wanting to get in there.
Yeah.
Grab that tournament.
Well, and we've seen Fox put women's basketball on the big channel.
Yeah.
The Big Ten games last year was awesome.
Folks, right now enjoy great value on outdoor power equipment from Steel, from gas-powered blowers, chainsaws, and more to high-performance pressure washers built to tackle the dirtiest jobs. Find yours at STIHLdealers.com. When we come back, Kent Pavelka will be in the house. We'll talk to KP next.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $2,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Experience a redefined car buying process when you shop at Genesis of Southwest Omaha. Our seasoned team provides exceptional customer service with personalized attention, expert advice and knowledge on vehicles you're interested in, and a streamlined purchasing experience. Shop our full lineup today and test drive the thrilling 2023 Genesis G70. This fierce and powerful sedan pushes limits with exhilarating capabilities and 4 available powertrains to choose from. Visit us in store or online at southwestomahagenesis.com.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe, think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet, too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. more powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Road Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red!
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. We've been telling you throughout the show that the Huskers announced today their non-conference basketball schedule, and people are getting pretty excited about this basketball team, and so none better to break down this non-conference schedule than our own Kent Pavelka. KP, great to see you. Great to hear from you. How's summer? Is it going fast for you?
It is. Here we are, last part of July already. Greg, can you believe it? And these guys are getting set to go to Spain, and I don't get to go. You want me to break into my Three Dog Night, Never Been to Spain rendition?
I'm playing a little violin for you right here. Yeah.
No, it's been going fine. Having a good summer, and I'm anxious to see these guys. I've not yet been down, and the reason I could have come down to watch them practice, but they haven't had everybody there at once, and so I just decided I'm going to wait till they get back from Spain. They'll be better put together anyway at that point. But I'm anxious to take a look, the blending of the new and the old.
Kent, people really got excited with the way that team last year finished the season, and I know there's some guys gone from that group, and Sam Griesel and some other ones. Derek Walker, obviously a terrific player. But Casey coming back, there's enough names to be kind of excited, isn't there, for this team?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a fascinating kind of a roster. The way when I think about it, obviously, I think Walker and Griesel were kind of like your battery in baseball, right? You're kind of missing the guts of your team. I mean, those guys made things work in so many different ways, but yet there are some pieces. You start with a handful of guys that played a lot of basketball, and then you mix in some newcomers. The Casey coming back is huge, no question about that. And so you're going to miss the experience and the physical maturity, I think, that Walker and Griesel gave you. Boy, that was huge for those two guys. So even when I think about those two guys being gone, I look at the roster and I have a hard time getting it down to the idea that, you'll eventually have 8 guys that are be playing. I mean, I see 11 guys, that I can make an argument for that could be, get starters minutes or close to starters minutes. If you were forced to look at this thing and say, well, what happens day one? I think you'd have to go with a group like Casey and CJ and Jamarcus. Jawan Gary will be back. There's 4. And then I'd throw Rink Mask in there right away, the transfer from Bradley at the 5. But beyond that, you've got Sam Hoiberg, I think, is going to have an opportunity to play starters minutes all year long. And then the transfer from Iowa, Aaron Eulis. Don't forget Ramel Lloyd, who I was really impressed with watching him sit out last year as a freshman. Josiah Alec may well end up playing as many minutes as anybody. Haven't mentioned Brice Williams, the transfer from Charlotte, and Blaze Cada if he can get healthy. So now you got 11 players, that you think about, and they could all be hugely in the mix. I'm really excited about the numbers that there are on this roster, and more than anything, just the culture that I saw develop last year. Just kind of a different program than it was in Fred's first several years. You've got guys. I think you got a culture now of we can get into that later, but I definitely think that there's reason to be excited and think that there's a lot of potential for this team.
We're going to hear from Brice in the segment behind KP, so look forward to that coming up. All right, you've had a few hours to digest this non-conference schedule. What stands out to you?
What stands out to me is I think if there were three things that happened last year in the non-conference. One, you had a tougher schedule, just intrinsically, if you looked at last year's schedule compared to this year's non-conference schedule. I think this is an easier schedule, quite frankly. But then, in addition to that, then you started off the season and you didn't have Derek Walker, and then and then you had injuries, and it all convoluted. All that worked together in a negative sense. I think if you can stay healthy this year, you got to, if that team isn't 16-16 last year, the way they finished things up, you go back to early in the schedule. You had to play at St. John's. You had those 2 out of the 3 games were really tough down at Disney World. It was just a tougher schedule than this one is, I think. This year, the toughest games, I think, are obviously going to be Oregon State and Creighton. Oregon State, quite frankly, was not that good in the Pac-12 last year. Blue Jays, without, there's no question they're going to be really, really good. The other 2 teams that I think are going to probably have the best chance of competing with Nebraska or Duquesne and Cal State Fullerton. The rest of them, quite frankly, weren't very good last year. So I think you got enough to get off to a better start than last year.
You mentioned the Oregon State game. That's going to be up at the Pentagon in Sioux Falls. You've called a game up there, right?
Yeah, remember Tim took that team up there and beat a really good Oklahoma State team. And it was a tremendous atmosphere. I think the fans are, the fans that went the first time are going to be back, and it'll be, it's a great atmosphere. That arena is. It's going to be fun. No exotic trips at all. Everything's going to either be in Lincoln or, you got the game at Sioux Falls, in Sioux Falls against Oregon State, and is that it?
You go to Manhattan.
And to Manhattan, yes, Manhattan. I should have thrown Kansas State in there. Yeah, Kansas State, Oregon State, and Creighton are going to be the 3 toughest games.
I think somebody the other day asked me, Ken, about what fans miss about the Big 12. I said they miss those drivable games to the Lawrences, to the Manhattans. This will be the 3rd game of that series. We're kind of due to win one of those against the Wildcats, aren't we?
Yeah, I was thinking about last year. That was the only non-conference game that was kind of a disappointment to me. And then who knew at the time how good they really going to be? First game in Lincoln, I thought Nebraska would be able to knock them off. It was Bruce Weber's last team. And then like last year, they were just awful good. Now this year, they're going to put a new roster together too. But another bus ride from Lincoln to Manhattan. Who would have thought that was?
You've probably done that about 100 times in your career, haven't you?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
You should go along.
I might just jump in the car with you and Jake.
Be an old home week opportunity for you too, man.
I just might do that. Don't tempt me. I just may jump along. I may jump in one of your suitcases.
Do it.
Come
Let's
down
do
there.
it.
for that game. You know, you mentioned KP again. We're visiting Ken Pavelka here on Sports Night. Maybe a little easier schedule, but the league is so good, isn't it, Kent, that the net shouldn't be a problem if you win games, right?
Well, yeah, I think the schedule's good enough, especially, when you're playing 20 games in the conference. And quite frankly, you win 9 games last year. I don't care if you only won 16 total. If that team had been able to beat Minnesota in Chicago, I think they would have been in the NIT, and they were that close. Yeah, it's a balancing act. How many wins total you need. And you got to be careful because you can't beat teams that aren't any good. You got to have enough in there that you're going to, your non-conference schedule and your wins in the non-con are going to help you. But I think if you can take care of Oregon State, if you knock Kansas State, you'll be in good shape if you do well in the league.
Very good. KP, always great to catch up. Looking forward to hearing in a few minutes here from Brice Williams. I really like what this staff and Coach Hoiberg have done the last couple of years. I think they've kind of figured out a formula that works, and I think we kind of saw that from February 1st on last year, and I think you and Jake are in for a fun ride this winter.
It's about culture, Greg, and I think that they've got it in place now where they got players who have the acceptable level of talent to go together with those intangibles that you got to have, which is the willingness to make right decisions at nonstop during a basketball game, and I think that that's in place, and I think we'll see it from the beginning of the season on.
Very good. KP, enjoy the rest of your summer. We appreciate it.
Okay, Greg. Thanks, man.
There he is, the one and only Ken Pavelka, joining us on our Sports Nightly Hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned that you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. When we come back, because we're not done talking men's hoops here tonight after the drop of their schedule earlier today, Brice Williams, the transfer from Charlotte, is going to join us next.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid materials with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn help take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle. Hey, Husker fans! Kinetic now offers fast 99% reliable internet for just $39.99 a month for 12 months. Whether you're at home, school, or work, Kinetic Internet delivers the speed you need to stream, game, and stay connected with fellow Nebraska fans around the world. Only $39.99 a month for 12 months. And just like our teams in Scarlet and Cream, no one else even comes close. Check availability at windstream.com. Kinetic Internet, proud sponsor of Husker Athletics. Terms and conditions apply.
Spot less. Introducing the cleanup for tar spot, gray leaf spot, southern rust, and more. Novel next generation Adastrio fungicide broadens your spectrum and strengthens your residual when it comes to foliar disease control in corn. Visit your FMC retailer or adastrio.ag.fmc.com to clean up this season. Follow 2EE for tar spot management in corn. Valid until 1/31/28. Always read and follow all label directions.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Road Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red!
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950, with Luxair you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. I'm Jessica Coody, and we continue our newcomer series, and we're back to men's hoops. And today we're going to chat with Brice Williams, the transfer from Charlotte. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
You just got here, a couple weeks ago. How are you settling in? You just got a new couch, you were telling me?
Yep, settling in. The apartment living, I'm in and out, because practice and lift and everything. But after that, I try to, make my runs to Target, grab all the little things I need and to get me settled in and feel like home.
You enjoy doing that? Like the decorating and getting everything set up? Or
Not so much the decorating, more so just getting everything to where it's livable.
What about getting acclimated to the new facilities? How you liking everything that's over there at Hendricks?
First of all, I love it at Hendricks. The facility is so nice. It was so hard not having access when I didn't have a card, the focus card, but I got it pretty quick and everything's pretty good.
What have you done when you get here in 2 weeks ago and start getting with the team and stuff? What was kind of your goal? What did you want to do to kind of get started and build up those relationships and chemistry?
My goal at first was just to learn everything that was being thrown at me because it was happening so fast. And actually asking the guys questions, just leaning on them and trusting them. Communication is everything on and off the floor. So we hang out every now and then just trying to get closer to one another. And obviously this trip to Spain is coming up, and that's going to help us grow.
So you've been on the floor a few times with this group. How you like the group?
I like the group. We seem to be a smaller group, but we play fast, so that kind of like equals everything out. It's a well-balanced, good shooting group, very aggressive guys. We're just very balanced throughout the whole group.
So you're coming off a very successful career at Charlotte. You have strong ties to Charlotte, the basketball program there. But when you decided to enter the transfer portal, take me through your process of how you landed on Nebraska and wanting to play for Coach Hoiberg.
Of course, Hoiberg has such a great basketball resume. He's played, he's coached, and he's been an executive. So, I mean, I trust his expertise. Coming into the transfer portal, I just wanted something different. I wanted to go to the next level, get closer to my ultimate goal of playing professionally, playing in the NBA. So I felt like Nebraska gave me that best shot. And the support staff around me, I feel like they can help me. Because it's not all about what you do on the court. You need help off the court, too. So, yeah.
Who did you really connect with when you were going through that process?
Coach Ernie
Yeah.
Ziegler. He reminds me of my grandpa. I don't know why, but he gives me grandpa vibes, and like I could just trust him, ask him anything. Like, he'll help me if I needed it. So I talk to him about it every day.
Yeah, we love Ernie. He comes on the show sometimes, so he's great. The whole staff is just so welcoming and friendly. That's got to be important when you go through this the first time in high school, but then when you do it from the transfer portal, what things were different that you were looking for as opposed to the first time around?
So when you do it from the transfer portal, obviously you've been in school, you've had a little bit of experience away from home. So they're not talking to a kid. And in my situation, you know, I'm 21. I mean, I was 21. I'm 22 now. In their eyes, I'm a grown man. So it's not like a 17-year-old kid coming out of high school and I need guidance. I need a lot of guidance and help in growing into a man. It's kind of like I'm just looking for somebody who, of course, I can trust, build a relationship with, grow with, and who can also help me get to the next level. Whereas in high school, it's like they kind of have to be with you to grow you up.
Right.
Yep.
I love that. What a great perspective. What about playing in the Big Ten? You know, one of the premier basketball conferences, and you know, they're known. You talk about it every year, I'm sure, as from the outside. How much was that intriguing, too, being a part of this conference?
That's intriguing. I wanted to go Power 5. Obviously, a lot more exposure, a better talent pool. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. I didn't necessarily have Big Ten circled, but it was definitely, like, you know, one of the. It's definitely in the goal in the pool.
So you helped Charlotte go through a really deep run in the CBI tournament, and boy, you did your part. You averaged 16 points, nearly 8 rebounds, 20 for 21 from the free throw line. How impressive is that? And then you're awarded the CBI MVP tournament, or the tournament of the CBI tournament. What was working for you throughout those 4 games that you were able to do that night in and night out?
Just being aggressive, playing hard. It was really towards the end of the season that I realized I could go get rebounds. And then in the CBI, it kind of happened a little bit more consistently. And keeping the main thing, which was going down there to win. I wasn't going down on any personal agenda. None of my teammates were. So that just made us so successful. We just played hard. Honestly, we wanted to leave Florida so bad. So we just played our hardest we could leave.
That's awesome. You led the team in scoring last year, coming off the bench primarily. Is that something where you're most comfortable, or is that something that you wanted to be, or was it just embracing that role that they asked you to play?
You just have to embrace any role. You just have to embrace it. Things may not go your way, but you just have to make the best of every situation, and I made the best of my situation. I feel like I helped the team. I did what I had to do. Didn't really have to complain about anything because at least I get minutes. There was a time where I didn't get minutes.
Yeah. I mean, because some people are more comfortable in that role off the bench. That's, I guess, what I was getting at. You don't mind either way if you're starting or coming off the bench. It's not like you're more comfortable in one or the other role.
No, I'm not more comfortable in either role, but I'd definitely like to start.
Okay, so that's probably that's a goal for you here.
Yep.
Yeah. 3-point line. Wow. I mean, 40% nearly from the 3-point line last year. What went into that? Because, I mean, you're tall. You're 6'7".
Yep.
So was that something that was always part of your game, or is it something that developed?
My dad told me I've always had good touch. So I guess that makes me a good shooter, or that helps me become a better shooter. But I No, I've always just been a good shooter, I think. I've always been a good shooter.
The thing about shooters, though, good shooters, I've always said this, and you have to work at it. It's not like it's always God-given. You have to spend time in the gym. So was that something that you always wanted to do, is make sure that your shot, you're not just playing pickup all the time, that you're improving your shot?
Definitely. During COVID, when everybody was supposed to stay in their houses, I was outside on my goal and just working on my shot, because my shot dramatically improved from my freshman to sophomore season. And that really just came from me outside by myself, envisioning what I want my form to look like. I already have touch, but my ball was spinning crazy, and that's obviously due to mechanics. So I changed that, and now my ball spins not perfect, it's a little slanted, but it's more consistent, and that obviously made my shot more consistent through the numbers.
And then Coach Hoiberg talked about that, how you are a 3-level scorer, that you can contribute in a lot of different areas. Has that always been a part of your game, or is that something that's developed?
That's something that developed. I used to love to shoot because I was afraid of the contact that you get when you go to the basket, and I know the contact's only going to pick up now that I'm in the Big Ten. But so the 3-level scoring kind of just developed with me just embracing the weight room one, and then just embracing the physicality of the game.
And Coach talked about, too, that you can play multiple positions, that you're a great fit for what they like to do with this system. Was that something you really looked at, too, is how you fit into this as well?
Definitely. I definitely wanted a smooth transition. I wanted to make an impact to a team. I want to win. And here, I can do all of those things. And the offense isn't really that different from my old offense. We just play a lot faster, a lot more free. But yeah, pass, cut, move, shoot. That's the name of the game.
How about the free throw line? I mean, again, 85%, that was another thing that Coach Hoiberg really made note of, that you're an excellent free throw shooter. Why did that become important? Because, again, when you talk about kids growing up and going to the gym, they might not focus a lot on shooting free throws. And so why did that become so important to you?
Free throws are easy points. You don't want to work so hard to get all your points. I mean, shooting threes can sometimes seem easy. Dunking can sometimes be easy, but nothing is more easy than free throws. I mean, don't go there. Don't waste all your energy getting there and then miss them. So you might as well just work really hard to make them. Yeah.
It's awesome. You brought up your dad a couple of times, and he was a great basketball player. That was another thing that Coach Hoiberg talked about, and his jersey hung from the rafters right at Charlotte. What was that like growing up with a dad that had such high-level basketball playing experience as well?
It was just something to look up to. It was never really any pressure. He never pressured me to play basketball. He probably wanted me to play basketball deep down because I obviously had the gift of it. But it was no pressure. It was no pressure to go to Charlotte. It was no pressure to live up to the expectations that other people gave to me. I honestly just played the game because I loved it. Yeah.
What were some of the big things that he instilled in you that now people see in your game?
Obviously the shooting and the scoring. My dad was a good shooter, a good scorer. That has to be the biggest. Probably the shooting. Probably the shooting has to be the biggest. My dad was deadly from the three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What goes into you kind of coming in and getting acclimated with the team? And there's several newcomers. There's several guys that are coming back. But how do you go about meshing? You're an older guy. I know there's a couple other guys that are coming in that have played a lot of basketball too. But how do you go about getting a team to mesh and come together and form that chemistry that's so important?
Well, you have to play a lot. You have to have a little bit of freedom. You have to show them that you work hard so they'll trust you when they give you the ball to make those shots, because nobody's going to pass the ball to somebody who doesn't work or somebody who's going to not help propel the team forward. You have to learn those guys, what gets them going, who gets in their head, what turns the guys on to get to play hard, and who wants to win. And those are the biggest things that you want to get to know about the people you're going to go to war with.
What does Brice do when he's not playing basketball?
I'm not playing basketball. I'm playing the game. I'm a big Call of Duty guy, big 2K guy. YouTube is big. I like to fish.
Like to fish. Have you found any good spots here yet?
Not yet, but I plan to. I left all my fishing rods at home, so I basically have to buy everything new, which I'm not trying to spend a lot of money on right now. Same thing with golf. Got into golf before I left Charlotte.
Oh, nice.
Yep, so a lot of golfers on this team, which is nice. So I'm gonna give me some clubs here soon, and then I'll be outside on the course.
Have you been out to the course with Coach Hoiberg yet? He's a pretty good player too.
Not yet, but I've been to his house, and I see he lives on a big golf course, so I'm excited.
It's kind of a frustrating game, though. Have you ever been frustrated by it?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Definitely. You know, I had my days where I'll shoot, I'll hit really good, and then it'll be another day where my ball keeps going in the bushes, and then you have to buy new balls. Like I didn't realize you had to buy new balls every time, but when you're not good. But it's definitely something fun. Obviously, something you can get better at, which that's the thing that draws me in. I can get better at it every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm on YouTube watching videos on how to hit the ball straight or how to hit a ball a certain way with a certain curve. So the sensation of learning is just the biggest thing for me.
It's awesome. Well, if anybody's listening in and has any suggestions for where Brice should go fishing, hit him up on your social media, right? I'm sure you're open to suggestions of where to look to fish.
I'm definitely open. I'm open to a lot of new things. Maybe even hunting.
Okay.
I haven't done it in North Carolina, but I would love to do it.
We have a lot of those around here, too. Again, you've been through this before. What are some of the things you're trying to attack this summer before you go into a season?
Well, right now I'm trying to get back into shape. And they're definitely working me really hard in the gym. And just gaining confidence, learning all the concepts that we have. That's really the biggest thing, learning the concept because it's all new. The language is new, the terms are new, everything is just new. And I just want to get acclimated to that. Basketball will take care of itself.
Yeah. Yep. Have you heard much about what this atmosphere is like inside Pinnacle Bank Arena?
I've heard a lot about it, and I'm really excited. I know the fans won't let me down. 90,000. I think it's 90,000 in the football stadium.
Well, in football, but in PVA was rocking last season during basketball season too.
It's all going to be new for me. I'm really excited about it.
So, have you been a football guy then before?
No, because at Charlotte we only had the football team for about 6 years, so the fan base was kind of small. I would go to some of the games, but.
So you're in for a treat.
Yeah, I'm in for everything's going to be new.
That's awesome.
It's all going to be new.
Well, we'll look forward to it, and awesome conversation. Appreciate you stopping by, and first of many interviews here on the Huskers Radio Network. And that is Brice Williams with Husker men's basketball. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We're back with more from Sports Nightly coming up right after this.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here, too. And we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
F&BO free checking is checking that's actually free. No fees or minimums, and now no overdraft fees. It's ever so personal, with people to help every step of the way. And easy, with a mobile app that allows you to deposit checks and manage your account wherever you are. So make the switch so you can do more with the great big small bank. Visit fnbo.com to learn more or stop on by. F&BO free checking. It's ever so free. Member FDIC.
Bring even more action to your drive when you purchase your next vehicle at Woodhouse Buick GMC. Right now, you can lease the 2023 Buick Encore GX for $299 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year. Explore our current inventory in-store or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. With approved credit, $1,000 down payment, first payment at $299 doc fee, due at signing, must have current GMC or Buick lease and garaging address. Offer expires 7/31/23. See dealer for details.
There's no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like your home like Sap Brothers. For over 50 years, Sap Brothers has fueled America's heartland and have been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Husker fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sapbrothers.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Nebraska Athletics.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Final few minutes of Sports Nightly here on a Wednesday night. Tomorrow night on the program, we'll continue our football position breakdowns. Rob Dvorak, the Huskers linebackers coach, will be here. We'll talk about that group that, if you came to the spring game or listened to the spring game or watched the spring game, Luke Reimer was not in uniform that day. Nick Henrich not in uniform that day. But I think there's some real talent in that room. Looking forward to breaking that down with Coach tomorrow night here on the program. We will also hear from Emily Parsons, who last month was named as a new member of the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame. So we got a full show for you tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly. Well, let's see. It's coming up on 8 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock tonight. So in 7 hours, USA starts their coverage of the Open, the golf's last major of the year. I want to get a spin from the room on who their picks are. Jessica's taking Rory. Cole, who do you like in the Open?
I'm going to take Xander.
Xander. Do Henry and Camden have picks?
Camden's got Dustin Johnson.
DJ,
and Henry
gotcha.
has Rory.
Yeah, I'll take Rory.
So Henry and Jessica doubled up on Rory. Scotty Scheffler for me. So I'm going with to win the Open. So that's good. We'll have some fun. I'll keep this. And the loser has to do push-ups. So, which we did a few of those tonight. But yeah, in fact, the first tee time's in like 4 hours. I think Peacock's got a couple of hours of coverage. Then it goes to USA. And then I think NBC even picks up some coverage in the morning. So here it is. Golf's final major with a time difference gets cranked up in just a couple of hours. So that should be a lot of fun there. We are inside of 2 weeks for Husker football practice to begin. Fan Day is on Sunday the 30th, 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, indoors. They're going to have it in the Hawks Championship Center. And if you want to get Coach Rural's autograph, you have to sign up for the lottery, and you got to be under the age of 14. So they're not my rules, but I think pretty good rules. Let some young people get a chance to meet the coach on Fan Day. So that's coming up. Next week at this time, I'll be in Indianapolis. We've got Big Ten Media Days. Wednesday, Thursday, I'll be able to give us some flavor, some coverage from Indianapolis. Looking forward to that. The SEC is into finish day 3 today. They do a 4-day affair. The ACC starts next Tuesday. It runs Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Big Ten again, Wednesday, Thursday. And the Pac-12, I believe, is later this week. And Deion's not going. He's going in for an operation on his foot. Remember, we talked about this a few weeks ago. He's got all kinds of foot issues going on. There was even talk that he might lose that foot. So Deion Sanders will not be present for his Pac-12 media days. So no prime time for the Pac-12 media days. Well, to Hogemeyer, local means something greater. Raised local, raised right here in Husker Nation. Learn more at therightseed.com. All right, great hour, huh? Kent Pavelka, Brice Williams. He was really impressive. Loved hearing him. And again, if you have some good little local fishing holes, hit him up on his DMs. He'd appreciate that. Said he left all his gear in Charlotte. We can help you out. We can find some spots that can get you some fishing gear, Brice. Looking forward to watching him play. 6'7" shooter. Yep, sign me up for that. That'll be fun. All right, thanks to Cole, to Camden, to Henry. Good job, Henry, by the tickers tonight. Jessica took off a few minutes ago. And we'll be back tomorrow night with a full 2 hours of Sports Nightly. Have yourself a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle.
And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $2,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Oh, but he can't make it because he's so hot. The air conditioning is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling his favorite Luxair dealer. Trusted since 1950,